Hello, 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 everybody. How are we doing? Welcome on in. Good to have y'all out here. Hi. Apologies for the long start. My brother just called me, so I was chatting with him real quick. Hope y'all are doing good today, though. Welcome on in. I was doing a thing before stream and I totally goofed it up and I needed to finish it and I haven't done it yet. So you all can come along with me while we do that real quick and then we'll get into the creative building. But I was finishing a time lapse and I had to start the stream and now I'm here and then it's a lot of things going on and it's okay. It's fine. Totally fine. Totally fine. Happy Friday, y'all. Hope y'all are doing well. Welcome on in. Joel, how we doing? Valenette, what's going on? Charlotte, hello. Minotardus, welcome on in. Kenna, welcome on in. Girl with the squirrels, welcome. Tuka, how we doing? Astrid, hi. Tweak, hello.
fWhip and the chat _fWhip heart.
Jesse, thank you for the 23 months. Really appreciate you. Welcome on in. Goth, thank you so much for the 19 months. Frenchman, how we doing? Welcome on in. Pio, what's going on? Burb, hello. Double H, what's going on? Hello. Can't believe it's the last day of July already. I know. The Leo powers are peaking. It's almost birthday month. We're getting there though. YouTube friends, click the like button if you haven't already. It helps me out tons. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Anima. I was trying to combine Anima Lind in there and Animanind. I don't know where I was going, but Anima, how we doing? Welcome on in. Little Bear, hi. Poison Ivy, Eagle Disc, what's up? Question for y'all. I literally just accidentally dropped my headphones on my keyboard and a key got clicked and now I don't know how to stop it. But my Lightmatica keys, we need to finish the top of that before we jump into the creative because I have a time lapse running and I should pause that. But if I hit M, it does that. MR. Oh no, it's working now. Weird. Oh, I just had to like tab out. It just all got all goofed up. Anyways, I need to do this. We need to throw that on there. And it's daytime now, so that's cool. So we're gonna finish that up real quick and then we'll jump over and get into doing a little bit of creative building. So we're a little behind the scenes of I'm actively working on the video right now and I needed to do this and I'm behind, so we're gonna finish it now instead of stopping, so it's fine. It's fine. Oh, the weekend's gonna be so busy, but I'm so excited. There's so many cool things going on and I'm just like, when am I gonna record videos? I don't know. How'd you in the... Oh, I think my game sounds are still muted. I was definitely trying to build this. I built this whole tower in the 5 minutes that the stream was starting while on the phone with my brother. It was really going great. How's it going? Hey, Kyle, how are we doing? Welcome on in. Just plopping the top of this thing on. Dude, I got so many fun things going on right now for videos. Oh, I'm so excited. We got a lot of cool one-off videos coming up over the next while that I think are going to be really cool. So it's unfortunately taking a little bit of time away from getting this stuff done, but that's okay because it means that we get to have a lot of really fun stuff. But I do have to get this video done for next week still, so woohoo! Multitasking is so much, dude. If I don't know how I would do any amount of what I do if I didn't have the ability to multitask. I think even just being a streamer in general, if you can't multitask, you're just like at a disadvantage. Just from ability to read chat, listen to notifications, carry a conversation, still actually play the game that you're playing. Like there's so many things that streamers have to do to stay on top of what's going on. It's kind of crazy. Cool. That's what I needed. Where's this glass go? Am I missing 2 glass? No, I just have 2 extra. Okay. I also need 1 more light gray terracotta to throw back in there, and that's fine. Yeah, this is Lightmatica. I use it for builds. Helps a lot. Woohoo! Woohoo! Put that in there. I had to finish the rock, you know. I think I've showed this to y'all. I might not have showed like the final textured version of all these things, but we've definitely like seen this before. So this is for the new nether portal. Let me save this real quick. What's it supposed to be? G75. That's my naming scheme. If you're excited, we're even more excited. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Oh my god, pillagers again, dude. They've just been spawning over here like crazy. Why are you here again? What is going on? I just got rid of you. Let me show y'all. This is where we go now. I think I actually have to look this way. Oh my gosh. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that so much. Why? They shouldn't be in the nether. Why are you in the nether? What are you doing? Okay, well, on that note, they like the tower and they're moving in. It's not even done yet. Anyways, I got my nether portal hooked up to Tough Hall now, and so if I ever need to, I can just do this now and I can get back over to Path. Oh, it's so good. It's so much faster. And then also, I've already given you all this as a spoiler, so I can show it again. But we've got the end stronghold is up in a portal there, so we now have 3 portals below the roof. What should you draw? You should draw a traveling merchant riding on the back of a sniffer, and he's using a pitcher pod on a stick to lure the sniffer forward and guide it. Anyways, I just wanted to show y'all where I was at progress wise. Yeah, we're getting all the portals. All of the portals are coming down underneath eventually. Tips on how to make a world feel like mine. The main thing I feel like get fizzled out is copying builds, and I can't really build myself because I suck at it. Comparison is the thief of joy. It's a very, very important quote to get you on that one. If you keep comparing your building skills to people around you, you're never going to be happy with what you do. Even the same goes for me. I've been building in this game for over 10 years, and if I look, there's some builders who, if I were to compare myself to them, I would feel like I suck. So all I can say is, if you can... Fleet Admiral, what the heck, my dude? I know who's back now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dude, you've been every last 4 streams, my friend. Thank you so very much. I really, really appreciate all the support. Wowzers. Anyways, comparison is the thief of joy. That's what we were talking about. Even for myself, if I compare myself as a builder to other builders, there's some people out there who I'm like, I'm never going to be good as that person. And if you keep going off that route, then like you're just never going to be happy. Like, it's okay to compare and like see what they did things differently, but not being like, yeah, they're just better than I am. Like, that's just, art is up to interpretation. So yeah, that's what I would say. Try and stop comparing yourself to others. And even if you're not happy with your building skills, still building something yourself, you're gonna learn from it to be able to make better builds later that you are more happy with. I think it's a big part. And if you can do it in a way where you can look at a build that you hate and be like, ugh, this thing sucks, I hate this. Oh, this is all new, by the way. And then you're looking at it and you're like, but why does it suck? I get that I hate it. I get that I really don't like what I'm looking at. But if I look at it for a minute longer, can I figure out why I don't like what I'm looking at? And once you can figure out that, then you figure out what you want to change. And maybe I'm like, maybe the top of this should be like all trapdoors or something.
Been a long time since I managed to.
So it should be all up there. But now that's still a little flat. So maybe we want our little eyebrows back. So if you can just figure out the why of why you don't like what you do, and instead of just stopping at the I don't like what I did, figure out the why, and then figure out how you can get it to being okay, I don't like it this way, but if I change it like this, maybe I will like it. Is that a face? Yeah, we got a little copper golem face in here. Rivas, thank you for the 47 months. Long time since I managed to catch stream. Had to be here. Hope all is going well. Welcome on in. Good to have you. Almost 4 years. I really appreciate that. But Fleet Admiral, again, thank you so very much, my dude. I really, really appreciate your support. You've been extremely supportive, so I do just always want to check. Just anytime people are dropping donos, please make sure you're looking out for yourself first and foremost before sending any money to a random person on the internet, myself included in that. But I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. And if things are all good, no need to provide any information and all that, but I feel like I gotta say it for myself. Just a little bit of noise in here. So yeah, today what I want to work on, we actually need to fix up those walls. That's still a little too clean looking. But I want to work on this space in here. We've got a few items that need to be checked off the list before we can call them completely finished up. What I want to do here actually is we're going to take these 6 because I think it's off. It is off. Okay, I'm really glad that I looked at that because otherwise, if this was one wider than that, it would have bugged the absolute heck out of me. Anyways, I want to make a dwarven mine today. We're gonna work over here is gonna be a bee farm for honeycomb because I'm always out of honeycomb. And we need to get a lot more honeycomb. And then, yeah, so we've got our copper storage room over here, which unfortunately in the actual world is kind of running out of copper. The room you made look so good. Thank you. I like it. I like how this came together. We got a little mud and granite and brick in the roof, and we got these big old arches. I like that it gets dark up there. I think it's really cool. I'm really happy with how this one came together. I keep an eye on myself. All is needed to say, hey, all good. Thank you so very much. I really, really appreciate the support. Anyways, this is an odd number here. So this is going to be that's going to be like a 9 on that, just to have like a line in there for us to be able to see. Like that, we'll put that in for a little marker for now. The door on this side needs to come up to here. We could probably, honestly, let's get started by literally just copying this door. I feel like that makes sense to me to do this. Copy him. We're going to flip it so it's this way. And we're just going to, what would that be? Would that be to here? That would be to here. Okay, so we'll just copy that right in there. Oh, it even copies the fire. That's so nice. Thank you, Axiom. That's so kind of you. And then can I now just extrude this back? Okay. That is our entrance in here. And I was thinking, I don't want to make the room quite as big as this one. It doesn't need to be the same size. I just felt like we need the same doorway to get ourselves in. And then we can figure out what's happening from here. But this is going to be for bees. Basically just as a quick little honeycomb spot where I can just run in. And if we were to move you back, let's go back by 2. And then we'll send this back another. Hello. Never mind. We're going to stop there. This is the mountain that I've hollowed out. I had been working on a different plan in creative and I didn't like it. So I just copied the landscape that was in the regular hardcore world and just brought it into here. So that's why there's just a random blob of whatnot in here. But you can see what the old plan originally was going to be like a big ring like that. And we're kind of still doing the big ring idea, but I've just really moved it farther back in so that we can have this longer entry tunnel. What are you making, homeboy? Don't worry, fam squad, we got this. We're gonna work on a little bee farm over here for honeycomb, which to make a, let's see, real quick, redstone brain not worky today. It's been a slow day. So we need a dispenser with. So we have an observer looking at the thing, and then we have an observer pointing up, and then that's going to go into there. And what we can do now, instead of planting the flowers, people have figured out that flowering azalea leaves actually do the same thing. So if we say 5 on each side, probably. If we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that gives 2 blocks outside either. We're gonna have to move that back another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These flowering azalea leaves are gonna come down into there, and then that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like 10 hives of bees working here when I really don't need that much in the area is gonna be more than enough. Like, this is for sure overkill, but I think that's fine. All right, so we need observer is going to look into the back of this guy, and he's going to be able to detect if the thing changes. This observer is going to be checking if the bottom observer changes, and then that observer is going to be triggering redstone that will be activating that dispenser that's going to be looking down, and we're going to fill that full of shears. You got that? Great, good. There's a test later. Throw a redstone on top so that they can all activate whenever they activate. And then for our glass, we've been using orange in here, so I think we're going to keep it the same. And that's just going to stretch right to there. Is it Felix? Thank you so much for the 9 months, my dude. Hope you're doing well today. YouTube friends, click the like button if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. I'll turn on night vision just so we get a little bit of extra light in here. Let's work on this side, get it finished up, and we'll just copy it over there to save ourselves some time. So now that we've got that in place, on the walls, I'm kind of using like a deep slate and a tough thing going on. Because if we look in here, there's a lot of deep slate like framing around the machine. And there's also a little bit of like acacia going on. So we need to still put a solid block in here. But we could do something like this. Give it a frame.
Pleased to meet you.
Oh no, the acacia shelves can just come down here because we want to block the leaves as much as we can. Then that can be in there. And then I think I'll do another bit of glass right up here so that we can see in. Well, I guess instead of this... Ye old Gaylord, thank you so much for the 2 months, my dude. I was gonna say that we could put trapdoors here, but knowing me, I would eventually accidentally click that. And I don't want to worry about that. Also, kind of missing a very, very crucial part of this whole thing. We need to get hoppers that are going to go this entire distance. So we can actually get the honeycomb out of there. So that's kind of important. Copper trapdoors. It's still the same with you can open them. That's the... I mean, do we just like risk it for the biscuit? Style points. If my bees get out, I just get real sad for a bit, and then we wait for nighttime and they go back in. Yeah, we do that. That's fine. That actually looks pretty good. Then the... Ooh, can bees go through here though? No, I don't think they can. I don't think they can. Okay, that'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. It's gonna be so fine. Why are you all thinking it's not gonna be fine? It's gonna be so fine. Stop freaking out. You freaking out is making me freak out. Okay, over here, I'm thinking we will need to go back another block, and I would like to just have some barrels that are just gonna fill up with our honeycomb. I don't really care too much. Ooh, I can't do that though. I could do boom, 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 but I need that one to move this way. I don't want to move the items up. I'm so lazy. Why? Ugh. It's fine. I'm never going to need more than this. We're just going to have 2 barrels per side. We'll just do that. They can have a little shelf. Okay, that is then we need to actually extrude this so we can get the little extra space. That's fine. That's totally fine. If we copy what I've been doing elsewhere, it's something that'd be like that. Nope, that's not gonna work. Top one is going to be tough brick. I think I actually have more tough brick than I have deep slate right now anyways, so it's fine. Use some copper golems or something. Get some life moving. Oh, honestly, soaring turtles, that's a good idea. If we were to get copper golems to instead move the honeycomb for us, that's not bad. So we need to get a copper chest in that case, yeah? Well, I guess I could have left that up top. And then, so yeah, we'll just throw in copper chest here so they can pull it out. And then I can actually save the hoppers, so I don't need two, but he can have just a full copper chest. And then we could just have somewhere in the middle that would just be like regular chests. Yeah, let's finish the side walls, get this stuff pasted over here, and then we'll figure out what the middle storage will look like. Because we could just have them kind of like piling up a thing. Ooh, so I did do deep slate just straight up across the top at this layer. That does go right here. Get our mud. We can actually get rid of this whole line. That'll come into there like this. How many blocks do I have? One. Boom. Because the one over here, what did I do? I think I'm missing... Yeah, it's just... No, it's a 3-block gap off the front. I would love to mimic the style as much as we possibly can, just for consistency's sake. So that would actually be here. No? Yes. All right, so that's there. And then if that's 3, and then it's just kind of into the wall. Or if we did just 2 here. Yeah, we can just do 2 on this one, so it'll be a little bit extra. Thinking if we do this, that will bring it down 2, and then it's... That will... Oh, not stack. Hee. Oh, I'm gonna have to dig this out, aren't I? That's a bummer. Okay, so then that will come into here. We can throw the roof on just with our slabs. I like to make it just a little bit taller than the where we have the main like support beams coming in, I think it just looks nicer, gives some extra sense of depth, and once it disappears into the ceiling, anyways, with it being a bit darker after we turn night vision off, it will look a lot cleaner, and I think that'll do the trick. We don't need to hang anything from it. We'll get all of our light sources down below, but we're kind of looking at that right now. That's honestly not that bad. What we do need somewhere is, do we want to put any frog lights or bulbs or anything? I was kind of doing that a lot in this storage room, so we can figure out a way to do that over on the other side. Okay, at the base, I think we did stairs here, but if we go back to the main, it's actually bam, bam, and then it goes down another. So if we want to make sure our arches are the exact same as they were on the other side, that's actually what we would be looking at.
What's your favorite thing to build? Also, how are we?
Withering Flames, thank you so much for the dono. Honestly, tiny farming village. I could build a tiny farming village every day. Oh, I love building little farming villages. Little farming villages are the best thing ever to build in Minecraft. I am so in every time I get to make one. Oh, I have such a lovely time. Okay, if I flip this that way, that will bring us to here, I believe. And that should be everything fully functional on both sides, which is lovely. Now we just need to get a concrete wall in the back, and we'll figure it out from there. What am I using concrete-wise? We can just... yeah, we'll use orange. Oh, Skellington, I'm so sorry. Oh, no. Oh no, he died. Whatever shall we do? Okay, so I'm thinking we can use that same floor pattern in here. I like making it look like the fires are like making it all a little like ashy almost and like kind of burnt. I think it's kind of fun. I've been having a lot of fun working in here recently. We're gonna have to figure out the middle, and like I really want to dig it down, but like I don't know if I have the time to do it right now, so I'm debating if we make like a simplified version and like leave it open to be dug down, or if I just kind of like add this side section on, you know, and just finish the two side rooms but leave the middle still as something that needs to be done. Oopsies. Sorry. You can have that back. Why not do like a honeycomb made of copper like you did on the other side with the face? I don't know. Could do that. I was also thinking we just kind of have like a... that middle. That's the middle here. So if we were to do like a little... but we make it kind of fancy, as if the golems are walking around and they need to get to the different levels. Something like that, honestly, could work. So the golems can just kind of walk around and they can get to the different chests. I know they can realistically do it from the ground here. It'd be kind of fun if they can go up and down. And then there's just always going to be honeycomb in here. The only thing that we're not accounting for right now that is actually going to be a bit of a problem is I don't have a way currently to get into the dispensers to load them up. So I think, unfortunately, as much as I don't want to do it, we're going to need a little ladder on this side that can get me into here. And we can just kind of tough brick around that. We can make a door, or we can just throw a waxed copper door on it. So we can have that as like an access point. That means that we can at least get in there. And that's kind of important. What I also want to do is we don't have frog lights anywhere inside any of this. And it's kind of on theme for this space to be like frog lighted around behind these lighting areas. It's kind of not my typical Minecraft style. But I've been really liking it, actually, recently in my storage rooms. I've been really enjoying doing that. I think we'll probably do it again. Wish we had wood specific ladders. Even just like an iron ladder, like a dark iron ladder, like the anvil texture. Like the anvil and the cauldron. If you'd have that, but in ladder form, like that color, but ladder, that'd be so cool. Are you kidding? That'd be such a cool block to work with. My friends on YouTube, we got 1,700 people in here, and we're at 285 likes right now. So do me a solid and click the like button. Thank you. You can make artificial guides there that launches you up to a different level. You got me thinking. Also thinking about how difficult it would be. Let's see. Because what you would need to do for that would be a potent sulfur and a lava and a dispenser. And then I guess we can make it a turn on, turn off. Like I don't need to have like a little clock that turns it off after a second. Now we'd want a blackstone button. Okay, so what we would need here is, so we basically have lava, dispenser in there.
Pleased
Well,
to
actually,
meet you.
lava bucket and dispenser.
Forensic
Keep it easy.
anthropology. Proud to be a fWhip watcher for 7 years and a member for 18 months. Saluting face emoji.
Ooh, got a girl. Thank you so much for the 18 months. Is that you just get your degree in that? That's so exciting. Ooh, but that's gonna bubble. So we probably have to do like something like this. Okay, so we need it to go 4 blocks. But we want to be able to hit that. And it goes 5, so we'd have to lower it down 1 more. Well, actually it goes 6. I mean, I could just do like a little whoop, and then we walk forward, but then I can't. Oh, I can get out. Or I could... Why you no work? Why you can't be simple? I guess we could do a piston. Actually, no, doesn't this proxy power if you push it down? No, it doesn't. Four. So we have like an extra block, then we could just do that. Come down and press it again. You've placed the dispenser next to the water. It won't bubble if you turn it off. I don't know what you mean by that. I need to get the water to not bubble. I mean, if we're just an extra block above, like that's not an issue. I'll be honest, my current holdup right now is the fact that we would have to have scaffolding here. And this would have to be probably down to there. Why is this? There that goes. No, that needs to be one farther, right? One farther down. That would be here. We do that, and then it would. This is fWhip stoning right now, okay? It did work. I heard the clicky. Brava. Oh, it's because we also have the wall there, so it's not even. It doesn't even matter.
I was trying to say I started watching when I was 17, and now I am 24, going to college for forensic anthropology, and still a proud fWhip watcher.
So you're going for that now. Very cool. Thank you so much for the support. Lovely to still have you around. Honestly, button, woohoo! Kind of sick, and it doesn't break over time, so that's even better. I can't put a trap door there instead, can I? No. I guess you could have it going all the time, but that we don't want that. That's lag.
Keep it real.
Please never stop.
Let's click, click. Honestly, I think it looks better without the door. I like the door being there, but I think it works better without the door. You just power and unpower when you need it. Yeah, that'd be the button. Why not put water in the dispenser? Oh, instead of the lava, you just do water. I mean, this isn't bad. That'd be the same thing. And it's not gonna bubble anyways. It needs to be farther down anyways because we want it to only come up 4 blocks. Copper grates don't work. Copper grates got nerfed. They don't work anymore with this. They let some through, but they don't give the boom. They don't give the oomph. Can't fly. Need the full power. The full jet. I think we'll do it. Y'all have convinced me. Because that way so the reason why I'm actually like convinced on this one, the reason why I want to do this instead of what we could do with just a ladder is I think copper golems can climb ladders. So I don't want a copper golem that's randomly going to be like trying to get up here. Obviously, there now comes into the issue of, is a copper golem going to walk into this while we're trying to go up, or while we're up there managing things? Maybe, but we're not going to be up there that often. If you think about it, like, we're very rarely going to ever be up there. So that'll be totally fine. So I don't think it'll come into an issue. Now I just need to figure out how the heck to light this place, because I'm assuming... Oh! Just kidding, it's actually fully spawn-proof. That's quite nice. Well then. Golems can't get up if you don't put a bottom ladder. Yeah, true. They are little short kings. They can't climb. For the back wall. To the window. To the wall. The blocks get placed down.
Pleased to meet you.
Oh, it's just one and then that. I don't really want to have it like another shelf back here. I feel like that makes that more unique with it. So I'm thinking we just kind of decorate this. Well, maybe we go back a single. We can do some like glazed terracotta art or something. Callum, thank you for the 22 months, my dude. Appreciate you. Actually, let's take you. Well, actually, if we want to do the same way, it'd be there to there to there, and we push it back. Stupid creeper. I think that, like, technically speaking, is the same. Maybe a water feature to calm our copper golems as they work endlessly through their entire lives and never take a rest because they have had a honeycomb applied to them, and now they must carry the honeycomb from the beehives to the storage device to further the copper golems being waxed. What commander mod is that immediately replaces it? It's an Axiom feature called easy replace mode. My brain right now is mush. It is not doing the thinking that I would like it to do. Almost looks like a cinema screen. Yeah, we're just gonna have the Odyssey up here. It'd be great. Hey, Constance, how we doing? It is just like a big flat wall, dude. I'm not loving it right now, I'll be honest. Kind of thinking. And we can't curve. Oh, I did slightly curve that one in, actually. Oh, so I did already curve it. This one can be unique because it's not going to be the face, so we don't need all the space for a face. Look at that. Actually, I think what would be a little bit smoother, we do this. And then I need a fence gate, but we don't really have one that works with deep slate too well. Maybe if it's a dark oak, we could use dark oak, but we're just gonna go with this, and then we'll go with a little bit of gray stained glass. That gives us like a decent little portal view into here. Especially when you go darker. That's not bad. Giant furnace on the wall for smelting and lore. I kind of was thinking like lava flowing down could be kind of fun. Like having two... I feel like it's very like classic Minecraft storage room. Dwarven smeltery is just... We just like have like a lava that flows. Like here. We go there is something that's always kind of nice about the classics, you know? You just literally do something like that. It's classic for a reason. Yeah, so we could do that, and then we could just put a little what can we do in front of this? We could do some like wax copper chains. So it's like a please don't go into the lava. My golem friends, please no. Not a water feature, a lava feature. Exactly. What do we do? Over on that side, I did muddy mangrove roots to get a little bit of brown in there. But here, honestly, we could just make the back out of some copper. I probably literally will have to go farm copper to be able to do this because I'm so out of copper. It's ridiculous. We could literally just leave it like that. Dude, Stardew Valley music is one of my... actually not one of. It is my favorite video game soundtrack. Like it? We like it? Boys, you can't tell me you're getting stuck. They're getting stuck right now? One of the supports is still stone. Oh, it is. This is why we use hoppers. This right here is why we use hoppers and not copper golems. Do I need two? I probably don't. We could probably get away with just one. I wanted two so they could have a buddy, but apparently they don't want to be friends. They just want to fight. Like, even if we were to make it to go like bam bam, and we change this to here. How about 3 golems? Oh, they figured it out. They figured it out. See, I do like having 2. I think 2 is definitely better. Can I do this without it goofing things up too much? Will they get stuck on those? No. Okay, so that's fine. They just touching noses on the work floor, dude. What we could do, really don't want to. I really don't like that. That looks really bad. Well, actually, let's try it with, how does it look when it's dark? Honestly, what would help copper golems a lot is if they didn't have collision. If they couldn't collide with other copper golems, they would be totally fine. But that's probably something that is just like so innate in the Minecraft code base that, well, actually no, because like adding these things removes mob collision. So there is a way that they could hack together some programming thing to make it so that they would be able to be here. Yeah, there should be a video out next week. Well, there will be a video out next week. At this point, it depends on how long the video is, because we got a brand deal. So there's gotta be a video next week. Honestly, I think I might just leave this as is. I kind of like it. And if we could maybe just do the twisting vines here. So if it gets stuck at the top, and then they kind of get hidden, but they also kind of look like they belong a little bit. They're almost a little bit of that coppery. How do they look with oxidized copper? I don't think I've ever really compared them. Okay, it's a lot brighter than oxidized copper, but the other option is we just like literally divide them. I think somebody just said this, but they will want to check both chests. You can't tie them to a single chest. So we could, yeah, see, like he's just gonna walk over. And that also makes it more annoying for me. I think we're just gonna vibe and deal with it. And if 2 is too many, we'll just have 1 and that'll be okay. I can type, dude. What the heck is going on here? Oh. That'll work. It's really dark up there anyway, so we can barely see it, but I like it. Don't like the vines? Yeah, I'm not loving the vines. What will you do when you run out of things to build? I don't think that's ever gonna hit, my dude. I'll be honest. Love wins. These two will cuddle on company time, whether you like it or not. Sorry, I gotta respond to text. Sorry, talking about weekend plans with brother and some friends. I don't like the copper just being all the way across here. I think that looks kind of nice, a little bit more orange. I made a list of themes so I can always have ideas for building, and there's like 86. Nice. Debating on changing my plan and building a city. Would you recommend doing pass first and then building around the pass? I think it's important to get your main roadways in first and then figure out... We've actually talked about this before. I can give you a quick rundown again here real quick. Let's say our orange is going to be points of interest. Yellow is going to be roads. And I don't know. We'll just make a few different things. So if you're trying to lay out a city, the most important thing to do is we're going to say that our city... We're like, you know what? I built all these big walls that stretch around this whole place. And for the sake of the example, we are in a blob. This is your blob of your city, right? Not every city is an exact square or circle or whatever it might be. For the sake of not wanting to break that torch, this whole thing, this is your city. Okay, so this is where you're at right now. You want to fill this entire area with it. And you could either start with a house right here in the middle and work your way out and do all those things. But what I would recommend instead, very, very important for your cities, is let's say you've got your one gate here to come in. You've got another gate here to come in. You've got another gateway over here. So you have 3 entrances in your city. And let's just say for the sake of it to have entrances on every side, because that's realistically what would happen. We're going to actually give you 5. You've got 5 entrances in here that are how you get into your city. And what I would recommend is I like to avoid a grid. I think grids look pretty dumb unless you're going for something more modern, like a much more modern city. You want a grid-like layout of sorts. If you're going for the fantasy vibes, I think having some winding streets and things is very important. So what you can do from there is, let's say over here is like a hill, and on top of the hill you want to have a castle. So you've got that in here. And then let's just say for another point of interest, our oranges for that, over here you've got a cathedral. Back over on this way you've got like city market, and maybe this side here is gates, but this section is actually a harbor. So this isn't, all of this here is not actually a wall. This is water going all over the place. So your harbor probably is something pretty important to get to. So you're gonna think these are all like your different points that you're like, okay, these are important to visit. These are important to see. And the way I like to think about laying out, yellow is going to be our roadways. If I come in from here, I have a very easy, quick way to get into the harbor. Bam, I got into my harbor. Then we're probably also want to have an easy way to get out to that side there too. You also want an easy way from this to get to whatever your market point of interest is here, because you think like the harbor needs quick access to the market. So they're probably going to have a fairly direct route. And then you're also going to have your roadways for, these are just your main roads. You're going to have little side roads between neighborhoods, but you're going to have them all interlacing to be able to get you to different locations in and out of the city. Maybe that all connects up over there. This one connects going on this way, and then you connect over to here. And then you also can have these two connect, and then that goes out this gate here. So this is kind of already, this is creating a spider web is what I always call it, of your roads. You connect into your castle, you're connected into all your stuff. And this is where you have like all your important elements. So you have your big things planned out. You got your wall, you got your harbor, you got the different points of interest here. If this is confusing, then that's building a city in Minecraft. It gets heckin' confusing. But at this point, you've got your main roads in, and then you want to start filling in your neighborhoods. But in the neighborhoods, you're still gonna have little side streets that maybe are for foot pathways to like reach into there. Maybe they'll like kind of weave in between some buildings and stuff. And basically all of the open space in here that we're not doing too much of. Maybe that's a main road right there. We got a little side road connecting that across. You got a side one that kind of enters back behind there. All these little open spaces basically are being what you would fill with your city buildings and your houses and everything. So everything around it, the houses, funny enough, in a city, are the least important detail that you need. They're just filler space. Whenever you're working in a city, all of the houses and things that you're making that bring it to life, that's actually just the filler. The way to bring it really to life is to get that nice flow as you walk throughout it. So, taking my city as an example here, we have our main road going through here that goes all the way from the harbor gate entrance across the bridge, comes in through the city here. But there's still these little side streets that connect just a foot traffic pathway to get out to the actual harbor itself. And then we've got some bigger ones here where it's like much more for a large cart to go. But this is like a little underpass, so maybe a small cart or just people are walking through there. So those are the different stages that you can kind of do for your building of your city to be able to like actually bring it to life. So if you're like, ooh, I want to get all the buildings in place, I think that can lead to a lot more grid-like patterns. So what I would say is get your rough plans for where you want your roads, do that, and then as you shape out the buildings, you'll see that that kind of guides your roadways a little bit. By this guy here, for example, we built him a little while ago on stream, and I was like, yeah, I wanted to come out another block because it felt like it was way too flat across here, and it was just matching up too much with all of these. So in order to just get that variation, we moved it forward a bit. So the road gets a little skinnier, but that's just because it made more sense for the house, but still big enough for stuff to get through. So that is my loose breakdown of my chaotic brain of how to plan out a city. Hopefully that helps. I thought you had to be present during a stream to get a gift. Technically, you do not have to be present on a live stream in order to get a gift sub. Okay, I'm gonna delete my masterpiece now because I think this is probably the best abstract art I've ever made, but we're gonna delete it. It's fine. We'll just be sad and cry about it, and then we'll deal with it later. This makes sense. Thank you so much for taking the time to explain it. Yeah, for sure, Austin. Good luck.
Keep it real.
How much time do you spend planning your builds?
It depends on the build, but I would say I'm fairly close, to be honest, of equal time spent in hardcore to creative right now. Actually, no, I'd say it's like a 1.5 to 1. So 1.5 times the time in hardcore that is creative. If not, sometimes more. If it's like a really big grindy project like a mountain where I just need 1 million blocks, we'll spend a lot more time in the survival world. But if it's like just building up houses and things, that's fairly close to one to one, if I had to guess. I don't like this right now. Showing that little glimpse into the frog light is really bothering me. So we're just going to do that. So it's still doable. So you just get up here, you go in, and then you can still walk in. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we're good. Thank you for the donos today. I really appreciate it, y'all. Thank you so much for the support. And for those who are just chilling and watching, you're doing exactly what you gotta do. I appreciate you too. If you haven't, my friends, click the like button. Helps me out a ton. Okay, so in here for this one, we do already have this arch theme. We've got a few details when we're thinking about the middle here that we absolutely need to include. Like this minecart track. These need to stay consistent. So that needs to be an element that comes throughout here. And then we already have this archway here that we can clone and just bring probably to there. And then it's going, what? Every 9 blocks. So that's there. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 9? No, that's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now that's 9 blocks. Okay, we are just going to be extending all of this over. Why are you being weird? All right. I forgot we went into the Blackstone up here. So that, and then we need to also copy this. Well, I guess I can just copy and paste it here. It doesn't have to be a perfect rendition. Probably, to be honest, shouldn't be. I'm gonna have to go mine copper to finish making my copper storage room, dude. Feel like that's a scam. Oh, you make this into a video? I'm working on it right now. And that's a great question. We will see. Haven't got there yet. This should be part of the next video, though. Think about doing a grand library and using copper golems as little sages carrying maps and such around the library. Wait, dark, is it augury? That's such a cool idea. You should do that. You should 100% do that. That sounds so cool. If not, I'm stealing it. No, I'm kidding. I might though. Okay, thoughts on here. Oh, we got to fix that. That's a little bugged. Thoughts on here that we actually go down for the middle. Huh? I don't really fancy digging up too much more, but what if on these side rooms, because they're kind of storagey spaces, we actually bring this down?
Almost a year of fWhip dig.
Yeah, we're talking fWhip dig right now, don't you worry. Kari, thank you so much for almost 2 years. Appreciate you. Thank you. I'm honestly thinking on this round of upgrades that we're doing, we just get the way to move around. Is the drowned farm broken? You would need to mine copper? No, the drowned farm is just unfortunately slower than mining out a trial chamber. I guess I can extrude this down, give myself another block. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Drowned farms, actually, it's not that it's unfortunate. It's just annoying, I guess. But the drowned farm is drastically slower than just going and mining out a trial chamber. And I also try to not AFK too much in this world, so that kind of leads to a little bit of like a, I don't really want to do it. Yeah, because you can see here, I had planned to have like this big old pit in the middle. I still think a pit of sorts could work. Honestly, here I'm thinking this kind of like... something like that, maybe. We can even make it up here so it's not quite as flat. And we could do a little stair. Something like that. Been here since episode 1. Appreciate it, Naz. Bottom step only has 3 slabs, not 4. Yeah, that's fine. My floating magic torches aren't allowed, so I can't keep those. Gotta get rid of them. Eventually, I do want to push it that way. Let me see. Let's get our ruler tool, our ruler out here. Let's stretch him to right there. No, no, thank you. I would like you to go to there. So that's 37. It needs to go to there. That, our middle, if we treat it as middle, is technically like right here, like the middle of these 2 blocks, because those are evens and that's an odd. So if we go with the middle, that's our middle. Let's get a concrete. No, why are you moving that? Oh, okay, good. Oh, it fixed itself. I was like, that'd be really annoying. Oh, hello, creeper. Hi, creeper. Okay, so we have this for now. Eventually, I do want to finish rounding it out back that way. What could I do? What could I do? What could I do? I mean, I guess actually what we could do real quick is just select this guy, copy, Velcro, flip 180, bring it up. And if I just literally match up to like here, like that should actually make the perfect bit on this far side. I think. Yeah, actually that did work. Wow. Look at me, I'm so smart. Actually, it's... I don't believe we pasted any... No, we did everything inside, so I need to get rid of everything. And this will just stack into here, so it's fine. And then that's actually going to be... Oh. Maybe my circle is not even. 1 second. What did I do wrong? Huh. Now what did I do here? These are wrong. Oh, no, what? So it's a 3-3-2, 3-3-2, and then you do ones diagonally to there, and then it needs to come back to this for a 2, and then a 3, I think. Yeah, so I was just 1 too far forward there, and then that comes back into here. Three. Two. I'm thinking now. I'm thinking. Brain might be working. What are you gonna put under? I don't know. Thinking a deep dark pit. Put some deep slate copper in it. No, that's an extra. What the heck? The heck did I do? How's that an extra 3? Am I like short on one of these? Let's see, it's 1. Yeah, okay, so it is bam. 3. That? Okay, yeah. Okay, I think we've fixed it now. I think I have a circle. And by a circle, I mean an oval. Very dark in here. Biggest and cruelest copper golem hugging area. One side has 1 block more in front. Yeah, I think we got it now. I think we got it now. Let me try stack. Honestly, Turtles, it's so real. The second a circle gets screwed up in this game, my brain cannot compute. I think I can get rid of the rulers. Now let's go with our shape. We're going to go with a cylinder. We are going to hollow it out. It's going to go here. It's going to be concrete, and we're just going to make it out of purple concrete for now. And I want it to be... So this way needs to be an even number. This way needs to be an odd number. It needs to come back to there. Now, let's go back to 18. I think that was fine. We even on that? I think so. Good there. Good there. We're not good there. That backside is still screwed up, or the front is still screwed up. Let's just take this for now, and I'm just going to go with we're gonna do a stack of purple. I'm going to just stack these. This guy's off over here. That's what it's supposed to be. And then that should be a 3. And another 3. And then that needs to be a 2. And then this is a 1. Why is my brain not computing? I think I just need to take this back one more time. But then now we're into here. What the heck did I do? Do you ever think about making Axiom, guys? I want to make a cliff, but not over a mountain. I want to figure out from the mountain, but can't figure out. There's a lot of tutorials out there that you can follow, but I'm not planning on making any. I'm not planning on making any guides, no. Is the entirety of that like a block closer than it should be? I think it is. No, it's this is supposed to be a block closer. All of that. Yeah, because you see here how that comes to that point. All of this here should be a block closer. So I'm going to just move that in. And then I think that means that side's off. I'm having so much fun. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1. Nope. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. There we go. That's to that point. So that's off here. Oh, dude, I'm so good right now. I'm so doing so good. case anybody asks, my brain is so not mushed right now. Okay, that is as accurate as that one can be. This is a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, which is supposed to be what that is. And then it's supposed to be a 1, 2. And it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes? Same. Same. Now, over here, I'm going to delete these so I can see a little bit easier. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Ah, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay. Now we got it. Okay. My circle is now a circle. Shapes are hard. Shapes are so difficult. And I didn't save my middle anymore. I think it's like here. Here. And this I want to extrude to be able to actually see inside the pit. Okay. Yeah, not that. Alright, now we need to find some inspo for a Dwarven mine. Alright, that's kind of where we're stuck at right now. From here, I don't know what I want to do. Dwarven mine interior. Pinterest, give me stuff. No, I specifically want a mine, actually, not a blacksmith. Make the middle an octagon just for fun. Why do you want my brain to hurt even more, turtles? Okay, a lot of these I'm seeing is just literally like lava flows. Huge open space, flowing lava everywhere. That is apparently Dwarven mine. Let's see. Fantasy mine. Because what we basically want is making a huge anvil, but it's not for forging in here. This is for getting the minerals out. So I'm thinking, let's grab a sign real quick and just write up some things that we want in here that we can like have a note for. We want minecarts moving around above, a lift system going into pit, pathways for carts move, wheels, like not mine carts. Let's just change, not rails. Supports. Huge crystal in the middle. I want this to be solely about copper. I don't like the idea of making this mine like multiple things. A drill. Yeah, we could have a drill. Drill. Scaffolding. Setups. I always kind of like that little, like, what do they show in the Mines of Moria? Or not Mines of Moria, Lonely Mountain, but for like the delving too deep. What is that? Lonely Mountain Mine. Lord of the Rings. Where's that? Man, this is where I would love to be able to see, like, I know what image I want to find. It's the one where the dude's like sitting on the little like wooden stool and he's like going up and down in the pit and he's just like kind of hacking away when he finds the Arkenstone. Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, dwarf finds Arkenstone. Let's see, is there a picture? That like just that's the Hobbit, not Lord of the Rings. Well, it's the world of Lord of the Rings. I figured it would be helpful. Well, they have a please don't. Yeah, okay, here. I have to make this. We're hopefully not getting a copyright strike for me sharing this. This. Let's see if they like find. But you see like in the back where they're all like raised up on these different platforms. And he's like kind of on this little ladder stool thing. That's kind of the vibe that I wanted to get in here. I wish this needs to be like 3 seconds earlier in the clip. It's like right before he digs is the shot that I want. Come on, internet. That's okay. We got a decent amount of ideas now. I think we can start working. I can pull that out of my brain. Official element, welcome on in. We were literally just talking about that a few minutes ago, actually. So, like 20 minutes back in stream, if you want to rewind. I gave a whole run through about how I set up cities. Maybe a little longer, but longer ago. But we did that earlier today. If you want to rewatch the stream, but I did just go over it, so I'm not gonna do it again. Right now, at least. All right, so I think first and foremost, we need to get some big supports going around the space, and then we can figure out what it's going to look like from there. Let's just grab some concrete for now, and we're just going to grab red concrete and just start shaping things. What we can utilize here is I can set symmetry right there, and we can do bam and bam, and this, I believe, should be those four. And then this here should be the same of those four. Okay, sick. So now if we design one corridor here, we can copy it to the entirety of the place. Because around the big circle that we have should be the same rough idea. I'm going to go bam, 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 bam. So that's going to be into there. And that's off of that 3 wide one. So that technically, I think would actually leave us to here. Really? Really? I'm building here. But maybe like a block forward. Because I want these to appear much... like, I want them to be like pushed out slightly compared to everything else that we have. I think just like big pillars like this around the space should be pretty fun. That brings us up to this layer, and then we could probably expand this guy out again. I think, unfortunately, the roof's going to need to go up a decent amount to make space for everything that we want to make space for. So that'll be a future me problem that I'm going to have to deal with probably, but woohoo, yeah. Now this in here, yeah, I think that'll actually work out decently well. I also would like these inner sections to be where we can put some fire braziers. So we're gonna do a little. I'm curious if this works. It does on the rotation. Wow. Go Axiom, you're so smart. Look at you, Axiom. Still pretty dark in here, but that does give us a little bit of a better sense. I think it's pretty cool. 10K watchers and 500 likes. Click that like button, y'all. Lobo, welcome in. A giant copper orb and copper golems walking on it. Have rails and stuff. Dude, if you could have copper golems walking along like a trapdoor line in the sky, that could be really cool. But no, we're gonna have to figure out how to do that with minecarts. Because I'm thinking both of these tracks can kind of go around here and disappear somewhere into the wall back there. And then they'll just pop back out. But then also we can have like another one that's just kind of doing like a little back and forth over here or something. The red? No, we're going to get rid of the red. It'll probably be tough for the big columns. Or like some like this or something. Back here though. I do want to do this. And then behind it, just to save us a little bit of monies. Do some pale moss. And then I'm unfortunately thinking that this all needs to go back a block. Unfortunately, because that just means more digging. Yeah, get that cleaned up. Where my gravel fell. And then we're also going to just slab the top so that it's not something we have to worry about. Probably for now, I'm just going to cobble deep slate. Nope, that's meant to do this. This doesn't need to be a huge detail in here. It just mostly is something to just add variation to the wall, because apparently in my mountain I don't want any stone. So, you know, that's a me problem that I've got to figure out. But for now, it's apparently that's the way it's going to go. What I would like to do. So, ooh, an emerald. I'm going to extrude this all up by 2 blocks. Two emeralds. It'll be really cool when it's in and when we have it finished, but The part is really with the problem right now. So if we come back here, this actually technically, oh, actually I should change this back to setup symmetry. Boom, 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 boom.
Happy Friday.
Razor's Edge, happy Friday. Thanks so very much, my dude. Yep, that'll work. Now it's getting somewhere. So we're gonna need some big arches that are gonna be like coming across, like big bands. And that's the kind of the part I'm scared about. I'm not gonna lie. Technically, if we want to keep the consistency that we have outside, we need to be doing something like that. And that would be here. That's definitely not going to work on these side ones. That's going to be so much taller. So that goes by 3 and then flat. So if we were to go up by 3 and then flat, that would actually be here. Oh, he died. Oh, does he have spider jockey? He was. I was a little spider jockey. I feel bad suggesting it, but how about a dome? Honestly, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Because flat would be so boring. Like a flat roof in here? So boring. No, we unfortunately do need a dome. Oh, I'm not on symmetry mode. Yeah, I can tell you right now, this entire project ain't getting finished for next week's video. I think then this probably it'll be we smooth it out to there with some slabs somehow, so that those all connect, and then we will have to. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get a beacon set up in here again, probably. I mean, we really got to go for the rule of cool. This build's not worth it at all if we don't go for the rule of cool, so.
Keep it real.
Missed the start of this. Gonna carve a vaulted dome into that ceiling? Oops, someone just beat me to that one. Have the donation anyway.
Dave, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna need mental support on this one too. Thankfully for the other parts of it, we probably can get away with doing like some blackstone so it looks just like really mystically far away, like artificially farther than it really is. So might be able to avoid some of it, but if we go here, like that's already so dark up above. That does look pretty dang cool, though. Not gonna lie, I'm kinda liking it. We can inlay some copper lines in the middle of it too or something. Let's grab our blackstone and we'll just figure out how we can fill in the entirety of the top here. I'm okay with this being a little bit more on the artificial looking side. Yeah, I think this is actually going to work. Because we want it to be disappearing as if it feels very, very high. How's your blackstone supply? I got enough for this easy. I can also just go run the bartering farm for a little while and get plenty. I actually don't tend to use too much blackstone, so this shouldn't be too much of an issue at all. I don't want those to be sitting on the same layer. I want the current red concrete points to always be sticking out a little bit below what we have on these. So this is actually gonna have to get a little steep in here. Maybe it's fine on just there. That's okay if it matches a little. We can always throw... I didn't slab them on the inside, so that actually could work out. God, I love the symmetry tool, dude. Oh, could you imagine doing this without the symmetry tool? I actually would not. I would just fully just not. Does this feel Dwarven miney enough? Because then we can always expand out back that way somewhere if we want to later. For now, we can just have the minecarts going there, but we could expand it if we need something else copper related. Without symmetry, it'd just be a bunch of rotate / flip. True, yeah, I guess that did exist before. Yeah, I think this works. Let's go here. Oh, kind of help blend it a touch more. I think that looks pretty nice. That'll work on that. That'll work for here. Oh, that's copying this all back that way too. That's okay. Actually, no, I'll turn symmetry off for a second. Okay. Not bad. Can only be mined from Bastions, so I don't think you're crafted. You mean Gilded Blackstone? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, if we were doing like a gold mine, Gilded Blackstone could definitely work. I have a few stacks of it from Bastion raiding and whatnot, but it just kind of gives like a little speck. But I don't think it here it's too important. All right, our next task is going to be figuring out how do we want to shape out these big pillars. Once we can get the pillars installed, which I think is going to be a lot of tough brick and especially polished tough, then we can really start to bring this space to life. So we can start here. I'm thinking it's going to be probably this, just so we can get a little bit extra depth to it. I think that's kind of sick looking. And then up here we could probably get away with doing some like this. And then that will be here. Not bad. This will actually extend them down even farther in front of what we've done already, so it's going to give it even stronger of a presence in here. So I think something like that could work, because you can still see the supporting element to it. Maybe it's a little chunky there, but we could probably honestly smooth that out with just bringing like a blackstone slab in there like that. Just gives it a little bit more, like bringing it down just ever so slightly. That kind of works. So I'm thinking in here we can definitely hang something like a chain. What will hang from the chain? I do not know yet. Oh, fire. Fire for me to run into every time I come flying in here? That sounds like a great idea. Actually, though, I kind of like it. It looks a little sick. Gives a Roman feeling. Dwarves are very much about brutalism, and some Roman architecture I feel like actually does have a little brutalism to it. So maybe that's where you're getting that vibe from. For those who aren't aware, the rule that I have in Tough Hall is that we can't use lanterns or torches. Everything has to either be lit with fire or glow lichen. Hence the fire everywhere. I just wanted a fun challenge. It felt like a cool, unique way of building a space. So we're trying it. I guess this, if we follow suit, is actually going to be in here. So a few of those I don't even need. And then we'll slab that, and then we could take this. Whatever. It's just a little tiny bit extra tough. I'm gonna need so much anyways for this that it doesn't even matter. This the way that this is hitting on that like 2015 Minecraft nostalgia for me right now. The way this is just like so something I would have absolutely built out of only stone brick and cobblestone back in like 2015 playing Minecraft. This is hidden. This is the good stuff right here. This is the mining and crafting. No shaders needed. Can we see how it looks with the domed arches being copper? I do still want to do like the lines of copper through them, so we'll get to that, but I don't want to do it all copper. I think that would be a little too much. You said you wanted a pit. What if there was a pool of lava with copper bulbs around the edge and some 2-3 wide walkways over it? This feels super Minecrafty. This does feel super Minecrafty, and you're very, very right. I feel like I could do this an entire video out of making this place if we just went like extra far on it. So maybe I don't do that for the video. Maybe I only do that room and then be like, wait, I want to do so much more here. We'll come back later. When we can all be wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's already been completed. No, I want acacia. Oh, I feel like a little orange there could be kind of nice. Times have changed. Instead of only cobble and stone brick, it's now only deep slate and tough. So true, Sparrow. So true. Except we're missing the most important part of all of this. We haven't done our glass.
Keep it real.
Very cool, my man. That's talent.
Is it Bodu Zaffo? Thank you so much for the donut, my dude. I really appreciate that. Hopefully I got your name right, but thank you so much. Yeah. Then you turn that to be a little bit darker, and look how smooth that is. It might even be worth doing black glass, to be honest. Is that up here worth it? Can Can you even tell? YouTube compression will say that you can't tell. And so I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, let's try some copper out here. We've talked about doing some copper detailing. And this is where all of my copper is going to be going for the next while. So we might as well just go way over the top with it. Let's get those. Let's get this. Let's get that. Let's get that. That. So I'm thinking we start here. Trapdoor there. And then we are just going to do a... No, I wanted that to be the full block. This, there, there, there. How does that feel? Give me my little tiny bit of orange glass here. Okay, I'm digging the copper. Maybe some resin. Maybe we could do a little resin around here. What would resin look if we just like capped this? Nah, I'm not liking the lip. Resin is such a fun block to break though. It sounds so good. I think I want this one here to also be this, like, chiseled. It's going to be this. Oh, actually, I don't need him because that's just going to be boom. Boom. It's definitely feeling copper miney now. Orange frog light on the floor, maybe patterns of the floor that include orange frog lights. I don't know how much I want to like frog. I want this to be dark. The problem that we're going to be running into is that I really want this to stay dark. So the more that we spam frog lights around and things, the brighter it's gonna get. I want the light to be in the rooms on the sides and coming in from the entrance. So the middle needs to be as dark as it possibly can be. So we're gonna use a lot of glow lichen to spawn proof it. And I think that's gonna be very essential for the vibes of the build to really come together. So I really want to try and honor that as we're moving. We go in here. Oh, I want symmetry off for this. We're gonna have like a pathway that comes over to here. Honestly, there's probably gonna be like paths going all the way around the thing. Pathway that'll come like over to here. We can do a little bit of like copper ore in the ground too, maybe, as if like some's just like fallen over. Is the entrance stairs lopsided? Yeah, they are. That's... I want it to look like a natural slope, but maybe it'll look better if it's artificially carved. Problem is that right now there's no need for this fourth wall back here. I don't need like a super smelter. I don't need any more copper-based farms. The honey farm is the only other one. So it might honestly just be like we turn it to black concrete for now. Do a little Roadrunner art to it or something. We just do that. That'll be fine for now. That at least like makes it feel like, ooh, ominous. Oxidizing area. We already have that in the City of Path, and I kind of like the having to go between the two. That's where they dug too far. That's where the Balrog is. Or just our Balrog friend is hidden back there. Well, before we do much for like the little street level details of like little splashes of our copper ore and things, we probably want to finish up like the actual mainstay details, whatever those are going to end up being. Maybe a shrine. This is where they pray to the copper. All hail, copper! Please be plentiful as we mine. That would be funny to put just like a Skulk Shrieker, like right here behind it. Have you ever walk up? Oh, I guess he can't go through sound. No, I thought he can go through sound. Oh, is it because I have... Oh, I'm dumb. You just walk up there. Do a fog effect? No, I think it disappearing to darkness is honestly kind of cool. I mean, we could do a fog effect with like black glass and have it go far down, but for now I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, YouTube seems to love fog effects, so it might be worth it, even if I don't really want it. Do black candles like up here. Oh, they don't flicker from over here. Yeah, it'd be this close to see the flicker. What did I use to build the machinery? We've got another mine over here. I did do a lot of spruce. We got this for like a little drilling machine we could just pick up and bring over. It's Dwarven technologies. So I think it makes sense to bring the Dwarven technologies over. Where he be mining resin, he also be mining... We made an amber mine over there was what it like came down to. So maybe he's just like chilling back here. He's just parked for now. Yeah, I don't know about the candles. You do have to get pretty dang close for that to start flickering. But what I want to figure out here that I was doing a quick check on was for this, those little like lift things I had talked about. And I want to see what wood I'd use. And it looks like I'd use spruce. So let's just grab a bunch of spruce for now and see what we can shape.
Niche reference, but I'm thinking of the staircase/elevator from the end of the movie National Treasure going down into that deep pit.
What do you mean niche reference? That is a cultural classic. Everybody has to watch that movie. You're talking about the first one, though, because we don't talk about the rest of them. But the first one, that is cinema gold right there. Melodonna, thank you so much for the donut, though. I appreciate you. I guess if you're not from the U.S., it might be not as cult classic. What can we do here? I like using these little gearbox things. What do you think of the new Avatar movie? Haven't seen it yet. I really want to, though, so please no spoilers. They got their little lifts. So the mine goes straight down. That's kind of what I'm thinking. A little fantasy. Straight to the spiders. How about a springboard? How would you make a springboard here? Good luck getting machinery down there. No, the dwarves have the little finest of touch. Just a little hammer. The dwarves are the machine. No, that would be like that way is like another way. But this is they found like a huge rich vein that they've just been slowly carving out, which is why the mine came here. And then they're like, well, I guess it goes straight down. Whereas that, they're like, they're heading out that way. Actually, do we like this design? This is where they would have a little candle or like a lantern. But I'm thinking we go candle off of what... Can you stop trying to push me in the pit? Jeez, Mr. Spider. Kinda don't hate the design. Have you seen the Odyssey? No, we go tomorrow. A bigger lift? I think if we make it any bigger, it's going to really mess with the scale of the space. I just kind of love that it's this little like thing where it'd come up, you just kind of, you get down there, you get in your chair and you just go down and you go mining. And then you just come back up at the end of your workday and you whoop. Feels like a little bit of like a nicer version of the thing in Red Rising for the where the Reds are mining, because they just kind of go straight down. Hopefully no snakes at the bottom of this. Whoop. You liked Interstellar, you like The Odyssey, but for me it was just another Nolan movie with no soul. Interesting. I've only seen Interstellar once, but I did enjoy it, so. I'm just in it for the cinematics of all of it, I'll be honest. Like, I just want to see something that's, like, really cinematically cool. So I was like, I'm gonna wait to see it in IMAX, so you get that extra, like, wow factor of all of it. Which is why it's taken so long, because it's been sold out everywhere for any form of decent seat where you're not just going to watch the TV, the movie screen, not in a TV screen, but I can't do that, dude. If I'm gonna spend that much for an IMAX ticket, I'm surprised they haven't, which honestly, unfortunately, what they probably would do is make the good seats more expensive, but I feel like they should make the bad seats less expensive. I know you said no lantern, but it looks so cool if you had a couple attached to where the dwarves sit on the lift. They would need a small light source to mine by. So when we looked up a clip from The Hobbit earlier, and they had little helmets that had candles on them, like that looked like little horns, but they had candles. So I feel like that'd be kind of the route that they would go. So maybe we could have a few candles down there, little double candles on some of the lifts, as if there's dwarves down there mining. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so we have one. I want to clone this whole thing here. No, what? Cancel. One, boom. Boom, thank you. Boom. I want to clone this, move it up into the air here. Put that back, and then that's a cleaned up version pretty much. And then we are going to clone you again. Paste it there. Where am I looking? This way. So we have like four lifts that they can be going up and down. Nope, I need to flip. Yes. Yes. Okay, cool. Same height, it looks like about. And this one is going to be all the way at the top. This shows a little variation to where they're all sitting. You use open fence gates instead of scaffolding for the seating too. I just like that the scaffolding, I mean, it's going to be dark, so who's really going to notice? So maybe the fence gate is a better idea. Yeah, you can't really tell when it's dark. Yeah, I think that's okay. That's a good call. Thank you. And then if I could maybe like here, we're just gonna float 2 candles as if he's, well, actually, if we want to float him to where it would look like he's actually mining, they'd be right here. He's like, he's going down. No, that looks kind of silly. We're not gonna do that. We'll leave it dark. We'll put some glow lichen or something down there to give it an extra oomph. But I am thinking I would like to, we haven't really done a whole lot of it, but I'm thinking in some of these spots, I want this to pop up just by a slab as a way to kind of remind us that, like, hey, this actually is a mine. Like, this has been rock that's been carved out, and so maybe there's little piles left over that they just haven't really removed yet. So we just have a few bits around here, and even we can come all the way back here and have full on these outer sections. Just give more variation into the walls that we currently have, where it feels a little kind of too artificial going around, in my opinion, at some points of it. But we can have that as like a, hey, this is still rocky and overdone, or still like up, not up. What's word? I don't know. Word is word. Word is bird. A little bits like that. So maybe like here is still like kind of been carved. I like the little shrieker back there. That's a funny touch. I'm not sure why I'm getting RuneScape Winterholt vibes. Not familiar. Can I put that there so it just activates a little closer? Yeah, less refined. Perfect. Rough cut are under construction. Rough cut, like, ore is still being hauled out of here. And then that copper ore that I was talking about, I have so much of it, but I thought we'd use this as like little, like, maybe there's just a little bit of like dusting still on the ground. Not enough that they really like care to, just stuff that like is maybe like falling off the carts, and we can use it almost as like a blending between our pathways. This will also help us spawn proof. Copper golems in the pit as miners. We could, I mean, we could have like one little dude like here being like, I'm ready to go to my work shift. Roger, roger. I don't know why. I figure copper golems talk like the droids in Star Wars. For some reason in my brain, that seems to make sense. It'd be cool if the lifts were on rails so you could remove them around the mine. Oh, so they could pivot. That's not a bad idea. We can at least like put like a rail line or something. All right, I'd have to raise them all up one in order to make that work. I'm feeling lazy. I already like what they look like. I don't want to redo them. That's a good idea though, but I'm feeling lazy. I always thought dwarves spoke with a Scottish accent. I forget what I was reading a while ago or watching.
Keep it real.
Instead of vertical, be cool if the walls of the pit tapered outwards, widening as it descends, like an opening into the roof of a bell-shaped cavern.
Ooh, I've been in the background just letting that stew for a bit. I like that. That's a good idea, Dave. Thank you so much for the donut, dude. I appreciate it. I like that. We'll do that. Oh, that's not glow lichen. We just need a little bit here. Unfortunately. Is that everywhere spawn proofed? It is. Fire spawn proof. Good. Wow. What did I use for the floor over in this one? I kind of want to copy that. A lot of deep slates and stone and okay. So no mud, but we did go deep slate. Oh, deep slate was like the path. Okay. I like it, but we kind of already have a path concept going in here. I guess we do have a little bit of mud in our dripstone. Okay, let's get our pathing thing. We're gonna use that. And no on the dirt. We will say a little tiny bit of mud comes in. I know somebody said that this wasn't even, so we'll clean that up. See if that keeps the spawn proof up there. I don't think it will. Need to start getting some base blocking in, and then we can figure out how to make it look a little bit more natural. I do want to work with like a gradient going out a little bit, and then we just kind of add a little bit of noise in there because it would be carts moving around and things, so it's not like it's going to be super like, over the top. A little like discoloration like that in here, just a few splotches of it. Maybe instead of the mud brick, we just grab that light gray terracotta. And this could be just spots around where we have our copper ore in the ground. We just turn it into a little bit of that. You missed a spot spawn proofing, did I? I mean, I know I got up there, but what else am I missing? Oh, I did. Spooky. That'll do up there. Actually, let's go that off because I want to actually see what it would look like, not a full bright version. What is your light mod called? Light levels? Actually, I want this to be stone over here. Might as well leave something stone. Watch me come in and this whole thing's just like a coal vein. The one point where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do stone here so that I don't have to mine it up, and it's coal. I'm glad that this project is turning a little bit bigger than the original plans for it, because I think it's going to make it a lot more special. But I'm also very much like, yeah, well, there goes that plan if I was going to do something over here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long everything else takes me. Well, do you know what happened if the levels mod is available for Bedrock Edition? I know nothing about Bedrock mods. I'm sorry. Not something that has ever been something I've looked into. But my guess is that one does not, but there may be an alternative that allows you to toggle like a night vision potion on or off through a data pack. You could probably make it. Probably use one of those data pack generation websites to like help make a command for it too, to be honest, if you really want to do it and you can't find it. You'd have to type in a command, but oh, if you're talking about this, yeah, that I don't believe exists on Bedrock. Maybe there's something for it. We haven't put any copper ore on this half, so I'm gonna do a little bit. Honestly, like right here could be a little something. Maybe it's really coming off of the digging machine that we got back here because it's so good at digging. Where it digs, I don't know, but it does dig. But would they leave copper ore in the floor? Probably not. My thought is it's not like full ore in there. It's like dust that's fallen off, like the extra little shavings as they've hauled things out. A little bit has fallen off to the wayside. Probably not fully accurate, but hey, it's Minecraft, and this is what Minecraft people do when they build mines. So it's we're just going with the vibes, you know. That all the brown concrete? I think we got all of it. Nope, this one. Watching you build and terraform your world has inspired me to terraform my world little by little. Watch all your videos and all your live streams at night every day. Hey, Flowers, glad you enjoy it so much. That's really cool. Do we want to texture the top just a little bit in some points? I think we do. What we could do is just above where the fire's going, because the fire maybe is either, we can say it's like the smoke is gathering up there or something. Just a little bit. So maybe around these points, we just add a little bit of our deep slate tile. It really doesn't show up at all, but I think it might just in passing give the idea of it being a little bit of light cast. Yeah, you really can't see that, but I'm gonna do it. You ever do a video on 360? No, I've only played Minecraft on the 360 once, and I was not a huge fan, I'll be honest. I just don't like playing Minecraft with a controller. This is why fWhip hates you? Yeah, that's fine. Who knows? This might actually save me time because actually I need to go mining for deep slate for sure for this. I'm pretty low on deep slate. Yeah, I like that. That adds just a tiny bit. Speaking of a tiny bit, what do you think about... I like that. I do wish we could place it around the fire itself, but then we'd have to do a campfire, and I don't want the smoke. So we could do like a... Oh geez, hello. That would be like here. And I like the bigger fire more. I think I like the bigger fire more because we can see the fire. And the smoke is too bright. We'd want it to be dark. It'd have to be like, if we could get that to be like a black smoke, that would be really cool. Copper bar around the bottom, it'd be too big. We could try a trapdoor. I kind of like it just free floating, to be honest. I think it looks better just being free. We still have to get the minecart tracks going. Lift system going into the pit, we got that. Minecart's moving around, we've done that. Pathways are done, supports are done. Drill, we kind of did a little thing. Scaffolding setups, I'm gonna say that we either did it or we don't really need it. I like a little like loading thing here. It's just like waiting for ore to be like taken out. When building in the survival world, how do you know what to mine out / too much when using Lightmatica? I hollow all of this out, so the only blocks that'll be red are going to be the ones that I want to remove. So I basically break purple until I see red, and then I break the red, and then I don't mine anymore. Chad, if you see this, 1,000 likes, we get a spoiler for the next episode. I don't really have one, but we should get 1,000 likes anyways. I'm building a castle in a medieval city in my survival world and making the interior. What's the most important room that I should include? Well, you probably want to have a throne room or something of sorts, like an audience hall. Probably want a big feast hall. Those could be the same place. You probably also want like a kitchen. You need a place for all the guards to sleep. You need a place for the royal family to do their life stuff and hide away from everybody. You know, all those important things. Okay, so I'm thinking we go with Dave's idea for now because we're in symmetry mode. I'm gonna just etch it down to there. Maybe this comes down here. And then we can start. We're not gonna full plan this out because this is definitely not something that we're gonna achieve, but I want to get the idea in before I forget because I think it's a really good one. This is gonna make me really, really hate digging because that's gonna be a long ways to dig. And this will be all El Natural, so we don't want to like. What would the word be? We don't want to make it like too consistent, but we also need to make sure that we're actually doing a decent job with it. But we'll like slab and stair and mess it all up, and walls and all that good stuff, you know. But for now, we can try and get that bell shape idea in here. I think that would be really cool. Then they'd basically be like dropping down, and then they would land at the bottom. We can maybe have like higher little like platform points that they can land at, then they can go move around if they want it or something. I don't know. Well, I'd figure out some way to make it so that they're actually mobile enough to reach the things that they might be wanting to mine. That, and then we can do kind of like a gotta go lower for sure, but we can at least like get like the idea in. Here. So that kind of like would fan it out. And we just need to like naturalize everything in here. And this is where we now get like super deep in here. That, if we're up here like on, my goal is that when you're in here you can't see the bottom unless you like get all the way up here, and I feel like that's fairly close. You're like, whoa, don't fall in there. We could make it even deeper, because if I did a lava source, how far does that light come up? It doesn't reach the top at all. Has idea. What if we take it down? What if I just like spent, it's just like another 20 minutes of mining probably. We take it down 2 more levels. And we would somewhere, we're just gonna like test it for now. But then we have like a lava trench. That flows. Somewhere over to here. And then also like splits off and goes somewhere over this way. I know I definitely need to raise this up more. Lava don't travel that far in the overworld. So we'll need to really raise this up here. Pretty sure I'd need to drop it. It's like what, 4 blocks? How far is lava flow? Not water. The opposite of water. Spicy water, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Sick. Imagine lowering on a winch and then the wall slowly retreats away from you. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, Dave. That's kind of the vibe I was thinking, but then I was like, what if we had like a lava something, like when you're just peering down? Because we could have it really cut down in the earth, so it starts there, but then it fades away and this side will get a lot darker. That could be really cool. And then I'm also kind of thinking we could take some minecart rails. Nope. We could have some intersecting lines of like a minecart that'll just go across here. And then, so we make sure that they're not interrupting those. So maybe the idea in the lore is that this is like the big vehicle route that would like go here and connect back down and like would pop you down at like this bottom level here. And then we could have a few mine carts that are just like whizzing around down here just to get some extra movement. Because we do still need to get the mine carts moving up above even more. So we could do a little bit of that, and then we just make sure that they're not going to be on a track where one of the lifts comes down. So maybe this is like the day job guys. They come in, they get in their lift, they go down, and it's just a much quicker way for the the miners to go, but then the big machines to load and haul all of the stuff up can go on their own path. Edge of a copper vein down there? No, we can definitely do a copper vein. I have like 3 shulker boxes of raw copper blocks. Actually, I want to take this out straight here, because that is kind of like right where the dude's coming down, so this actually can't be here. You're gonna have to figure out how to attach these minecarts to something. So they're gonna have some sort of scaffolding support. Have a broken track. Yeah, that can make this one easy. No longer being used. I'm thinking like the lava somewhere back in here. Gonna kind of let it guide itself. Or doggos, yeah. Delivery guys here, the mortal enemy of Nova. Seeing the new updates on Hytale, like the ruins, would you give it another try? I've thought about giving Hytale another try again. I'll be honest, it does look kind of interesting. I want to see the building side get developed a little bit more first, though. The building in Hytale just is not fun. Is the big problem right now. Change this to 2 flows are going to go this way, because then I don't have to worry about like them being different height as it's going. Now we'll just need to work backwards, or we can have like one be a little bit steeper of a cascade coming down. I just don't want this to take me to deep slate. Ah, look, there is deep dark underneath here. We don't want to delve too deep, that's for sure. There is skulky skulk everywhere. Honestly, we could just have it disappear under a rock or something. So we'll just have it disappear, like, back in there. That's already getting pretty freaking deep, dude. Down here is probably honestly going to take longer because it needs to be natural. Well, natural, like a quarried look. So like where they're digging out rock. believe it's gonna be that one. Come on, little guy, you can do it. Come on, please don't be one low. Oh, it's gonna be so close. That's fine. That can be like a little overhang. Now we come all the way up here. Yeah. That's cool. That's gonna be fun. That's definitely gonna be a really cool view. Because then we could get like a cinematic shot. Just, you know, just... Let's go 50. F5. Boom. Ignore that it's not all detailed down here, but wham. Yeah. Yeah, we can get a cool shot. We can get a real cool shot with that. All right, this is quickly turning into an entire episode. This is very quickly turning into a much, much bigger project. Because I still need to get those minecarts moving. It's gonna be kind of weird. Huh. Before we do those, let's come down here. Powered rail, rail, lever. Because these right here, we can just leave with regular rails. It does not matter. That can just look like a broken one. Maybe it's just like, ooh, what if we do it this way? We hook that up, and now it looks like it's hanging. Oh, dude, yes. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. That doesn't need to be there, but the rest of this does. Well, actually, I don't want to cover it yet. I gotta work in here still. What I want to know is if I do this, I want to see if he can make it all the way across. And so we're just going to kind of build some arbitrary lengths here for where the dude can travel. So it's going to be like a bam. It's going to go that way. He's probably going to need a little powered rail right here, because it's going to be very, very tired after it gets across, because they can only go so far. Our poor widow mine carts. And then they need to be shot back out. Well, you're kind of going the backwards way. Oh, I didn't put the rails across the middle. I would love to not have to put a powered rail out there in the middle. It just will complicate a lot of the machine. Okay, so if we take him, just give him a good shove, send him off that way. He will get speed there, and he will get speed there. Please. And he made it. So he will just be moving back and forth across here. It's got a decent delay on it, so he's not just like instantly popping back out. Currently rewatching the series to catch up to the new episodes, and it's cool to see how far this world has come through all the updates and everything. fWhip, you're amazing. Hey, thank you so much. Glad you enjoy the series. I spend all stream mining for coal just to get barely anything.
Keep it
Saying
real.
all that you have there
Good
makes me so
morning.
jealous. I mean, I got almost 14,000 days in this world, so I've been mining for a lot. And if you want to go mining for coal, check the top of mountain biomes. Mountain biomes have a lot of coal, especially the higher up you go. Give him a little power guy right there, a little juice. The rest can just be stone. So we can just take. You can't see in there. I mean, you can kind of see a little bit, but whatever. I'm on full bright right now, so realistically, if we make it dark, you won't be able to see anything in these little tunnels. Do the same over here. That should be fine, and then we just need to take our rail all the way across here. This guy can shoot back out pretty quick. I want to see if I can get away with one powered rail on this one, so he's just like moving pretty dang slow. Let's see, can you make it? Yeah, he's a lot slower on this one. I do like the idea that it loses momentum as it goes across. Yeah, that's fun. Boss Lady's here. Hey, Kiwi, how we doing? Also, Arcane Gaming, thank you for the donut, dude. Lefterist, thank you so much for becoming a supporter, dude. I appreciate you. Could you break the chest minecart or have a regular minecart swapped in and cycle them with the dispenser? We probably could with like a run it into some amethysts or something, but I kind of just like it as is. It's going to be one of those small details that we realistically don't see all that often. And then like up here, as long as they're not synced. I don't want them to be like crossing each other at the same time. So they come across there. I just want to make sure that their tracks aren't the same length.
What is the next big project and when? Stream.
Yeah, okay, so they're very different length. That's good. Man, the broken one underneath, I can't remember who suggested that earlier, but thank you so much. That's a good idea. It looks really cool down there. Just hanging, shattered apart. What if the less important ore goes to the minecarts and the more important gets distracted by the platforms? Maybe, that could work. Daniel, thanks so much for the dono, dude. Next big project is, we're either looking, we have 3 big projects going on right now. We have the Path Harbor, well, I guess 4 if we include the mountain range. We have Tough Hall City actually being developed. And then we have a few big things in Papyrus, which I want to get to these soon. And then I've got a few one-off videos that I'm working on right now that I think are, they're very much an upgrade over previous one-off videos. So I think people are going to really, really like them. Yeah, this needs to get hollowed out a bit more on the sides here. And that needs to be broken one more. I think that can flow into there. Ah, I thought that was extrude. I got spooked. Definitely lurking. Jewel's always here. Implying that fWhip is using bots. Oh no, dude, I'm definitely super hacker, man. Y'all know me by my content. I definitely really love being super hacker mans. No, if you're curious why the viewers are so high, is that YouTube has a feature that is actually a feature for YouTube called autoplay. It's been around probably since like 2010, maybe 2012. It's kind of an old school YouTube feature where if you're watching a video and you finish that video, if you have autoplay enabled, it just like automatically sends you to another video. And a lot of people use YouTube if they're just sleeping or for background noise while they're studying, or leaving it on for their like pups or something if they're going to work or whatever it might be. And then they just let autoplay go and do its own thing. And the feature that we are leveraging here with the why we have 15,000 viewers is because live streams now appear in autoplay. They used to do it last summer, and then they took it away, and then now they've brought it back. So there might be a lot of people here, but some could be AFK. But everybody in the stream is a true viewer, unless somebody's botting me and I don't know about it. But no, there's no bots enabled on my side. 14K actually is not the record. We hit 35,000 one day last summer, so that's actually the record. There was a day last summer where I was actually the #1 channel on YouTube for live streaming. And that was like weird. Last August, the feature like was really taken off. It was like when it was first implemented, and it seemed to love my channel for some reason. So I was constantly like 25-30,000 viewers. Joke's on you, I'm a bot. Joke's on you, I'm a bot. Yeah. No. This is actually the fWhip AI. It's just really, really good. So this would be like the archway that we could say would be like where that tunnel would take you to. Oh. Yeah, I think something like that could be pretty cool. Not the slopification of our fWhipper, man. Dude, that looks sick. That looks so, so good. Now that it's more open, I want to take this chair. Just have him floating a little bit farther down. I want one of the... Oh, hello. Hello? Oh, I did this earlier. I had to like full reboot to stop it. That's annoying. Sometimes like the Axiom move feature is glitching up lights in a chunk. It's really weird. Minus the lighting glitch, I think that's pretty sick. But I do think, my friends, we've been going for 3 hours so far today. Well, 3 hours and 20 minutes. And I got some other stuff I got to do. And I have a surprise birthday party I have to go to tonight. So I got to go celebrate some friends. And we're going to end it there because I need to go finish up the things so I can get on the road so that I can actually go and... you know, be there for all of it. So no flooding. No, we're not gonna flood it. Just use the replace feature to fix the light. Is that actually how it works? I don't know. I'll have to look into that later. If I just relog, it fixes itself. Anyways, thank you all so very much for being here. I really do appreciate it. If you're new in here and you enjoyed the stream today, please be sure to subscribe. I really appreciate y'all. Who's that?
BTW just wanted to share my happy news today. I've officially got my ADHD diagnosis on top of my ASD diagnosis.
Ooh, that's exciting, Anima. It's good to have the information moving forward and all that. So congratulations. I'm happy for you. We're going to go raid Mandolin. Why not? It's like only her and Linksy that are live when I'm ending streams nowadays. Nobody else is really on. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.